It is time to get started on this old Chevrolet. Geese are saying good morning. Alright, what are we gonna have to have? What have we got going on here? We got a brace back here. I think I can leave it attached. It undoes back here. This brace down here, back to the firewall, it turns up and comes up in front of the booster right here. So that brace is going to come off, and whoever put this on for him wrapped it around. But I think it'll be okay. If I get that off, I'm going to see about wrapping it in a better location. But we've got that hose back there, which I said is very hard. Have fun getting that off. Connector right there. Pretty simple. Of course, you got the two lines. It's pretty straightforward. So let's go break out some tools. Let's get after it. I can get this clip off without sending it through the next county. Bada boom, bada bing. Pry out, pulled out. Not like they're rare as hen's teeth, but you don't want to lose it if you don't have to. Let's see if we can drop this baby off here. Alright, it's time to put the booster back on. It comes with new nuts. I'd like to see if they threaded it the same as the old ones and reuse the original fasteners, if it'll take them. And it will. So, take these off. And it's the wrong booster. Womp womp. Well, it turns out that our brake booster was the wrong one. A friend brought their parts and they went with what they thought it would be, and they thought it would be a Bendix, and I'm not sure what the actual part brand is, but it was a different model on this truck. So we called a parts guy who also happens to be a mutual friend, and we have the correct one coming. But what I thought I would do while we wait for the booster to come in is I've got valve cover gaskets to put on this thing. I thought it might be fun to go ahead and pop one of these valve covers off and look down inside this motor and just see what kind of condition it's in. I have a feeling that it's going to be clean as a pin. So let's go. Let's take these valve covers off. By the way, took my trusty air nozzle and went ahead and blew everything off so we don't get anything down in this motor. It wasn't really bad, but it had some little bit of sand and a little bit of debris up here. So, but wanted to get that taken care of, so we don't want to dust this motor. But it weren't the bolt. I know what bolt it was. No biggie. Come here, little boy. There you go. Well, that's a fun sound. Cork. Wow. I'm gonna have to ask him if he's ever had this engine rebuilt. Let me bring you in a little closer. That is incredible. Yeah, I'm gonna find out if he's ever been into this engine. That is insane. Alright guys, let's get back to work. Alright, well, we're back. It's another day. We have got the correct booster. But what we're going to do is we're going to get back on the valve covers, because with this booster gone, it opens all that up and makes it a lot easier to get in there and do the valve covers. So I ain't gonna bore you with a bunch of long drawn out valve cover removal. We're gonna go on a little time lapse, and if I got something that important I needed to suggest, we'll come back. Okay, well, we got the valve covers off. We got us a traditional little degreaser with purple power. Get some, mix it up, and just give them a little spritz. I've already hit them once, and you can already see the stuff's coming right off. We'll let them soak a couple minutes, and then we're going to put them over here in the bucket. The bucket, it's got a little Dawn and hot water mixed up, so we're gonna get these things degreased, cleaned up, and I'm probably gonna hit them with a little paint. So y'all hang on, we'll be back. A lot better. We'll hit them with a little brake clean before we hit them with any paint. So. Alright, well, valve covers have dried, and now it's time to do one more little thing. It's a trick my dad taught me. If you look right there at that hole, you'll see that it's kind of puckered down. It's actually pulled down. Well, that's not going to seal. I've already tapped this one right here and gotten it flat. So let me get set up, and I'll show you what you need to do. What I use is a body dolly. You can use anything that's flat. And you want to back up. Just flip around here. Back up your rail with your body dolly. And you want to flatten that rail. This works better if you can set it on the bench, but right now I can't get my camera in to where I need to be, so we'll just have to make do. But anyway, you'll want to do that to all the holes and make sure that your rails are flat, because if they're already puckered, when you go to put the gasket on, it's going to make it push harder here, and then it'll be a place in the gasket where it's not pushing down and sealing properly. I've still got to go around and do some more cleaning to the rail here, but I wanted to go ahead and flatten everything. There's one defect right here I want to get straightened out. So we give these valve cover gaskets every chance in the world to seal. So I'm going to do that. We'll bring you back. You're dealing with your valve cover gaskets, especially these old cork gaskets. You need to take them and soak them in water, hot water, warm water, for about 30-45 minutes. And then when you pull them out of the water, just pat them dry. By doing that, that helps them to expand a little bit, and then when you put them on, they seal. Because you're not really supposed to use any kind of sealant, or like you can't use silicone on them, anything like that. That doesn't work with cork gaskets. What I am going to do is I am going to glue them to the valve covers with some trim adhesive. You can do that, and I'll show you that in a minute. Alright, you can see I went ahead and did this one. I have put it on, got it glued in place. Take your trusty old pocket knife or gasket scraper or whatever you want to use, and go around and clean your rail up and make sure there's nothing left there. Okay, now this is what I use: 3M super weather strip and gasket adhesive. Okay, and this stuff is been around a long time and works really well. It doesn't take a whole lot of it, so you just want to light bead all the way around the rail. The reason for having to glue these gaskets on is this is an early model, an early generation, and this is before they started using the little ears to actually hold the gasket onto the valve cover. So when you go to try to put these on, if you don't have them glued down in place, the gasket flops all over the place and you can't get it to settle down. So alright, once you've got it on there, what you do is you work your way around and you pick it up, and you see how the gasket sealer strings, and then stick it back down. Just pick it up, stick it back down. Make sure your bolt holes stay aligned. But just pick it up and let it string, and then stick it back down. That helps it to stick. This is a old school gasket glue trick that my old man showed me. You've seen him on the channel, Grumps. So there you go. Now you turn it upside down. You go to put them back on the truck. Your gaskets won't fall off. So but before that, we're going to get them set up, and we're going to give them a quick touch up on the paint. This is not going to be a show job. I'm just trying to touch them back up so that they don't look so crusty when we put them back on. So y'all hang on, we'll get set up and we'll shoot some paint. Alright, we got everything cleaned up. These valve covers are not going to be perfect, but like I said, we're just trying to touch them up and make it better. And pro tip on your spray paint, when you bring it in from the store, give it a shake till you get the rattle ball loose, and sit your cans upside down for a little while. Of course, when they sit on the shelf in the store for Lord knows how long, you know, the solids and everything separate out of the paint and settle into the bottom. Of course, that's, you know, that's why you got to stir it. But if you'll come in and flip your cans upside down, if you've got prep work to do and other stuff to do, that helps that stuff to re-stir itself on its own, and you end up getting better paint spray, better coverage. Paint does a whole lot better. Then when you shake it up, it blends it a lot better. So just remember that. Give everything a light mist here. On the tack coat. Got a couple spots it looks like I may have missed trying to get the paint scraped off, but that's okay. Like I said, this isn't a show truck. We're just trying to keep it looking decent under there. Get my fat head out of y'all's way. Careful, you'll run it, boy. Alright, let's let that sit up for a little bit. Let me hit this oil cap from this side. Alright, we'll let that sit there in the sun and bake and flash off, and we'll come back and give her one more coat here in just a few minutes. Alright, well here they are, all finished up. Got the second coat on. They are not showpieces, but they are nice Chevy orange. No metal and rust showing like before. While we were at it, we went ahead and got a little black paint, touched up the filler tube, and I also did the breather cover. So let's get set up. Let's get these put back on. Well, I forgot to hit the record button. Such is life, it happens. But we got our work back down in there. You have to kind of finagle it back and come underneath the fuel line right here and hold a couple things out of the way. But these are not really too bad. I want to show you one of the things we bought. Bought some hold downs, or some spreaders, bars that actually try to help place even pressure onto the valve cover, and it helps these gaskets seal a little better. I'm gonna put, I just bought one pack. I'm gonna put them on the bottom edge because it generally seems to be the bottom that has more of a problem leaking than the top. So anyway, we're gonna get back to it. We'll bring you back. Alright, well, we're going to show you what all we did. Of course, I told you when we came in, brought the truck here, it was needing the brake booster and the master cylinder, and we had some technical difficulties with our sound and audio when we filmed the road test, and so I wasn't able to catch all the stuff I needed to say. But we got the master cylinder on, brakes, this thing stops spectacularly. He had just recently, within the last year, had all the foundation brakes were redone. We went ahead and painted up his breather for him, did a little touch up. Come on in, Mr. Cameraman. Did a little touch up on the engine. This is not a showpiece, but you know, when you open the engine, open the hood and look at the engine, it's not a total grease blob. Just kind of touched up a few things. Redid the valve covers, redid that, and truck's ready to roll. Oh, while he had it here, he asked me to check out his blower. Blower relay's bad, so I'm going to order him one, and we're going to get that coming so he can get his defroster back working. And I've also got to do a little research and look up for the blower duct. All the vent pipes are rotted, so we're going to try to replace that. So we got some upcoming videos on all that stuff when it comes in. So just hang on, we'll crank it up, and you get to hear how good it runs. Got a slight leak on the manifold. I'm going to talk with him when he comes to pick it up about that. Come on in here, Mr. Cameraman. I did add one other thing on both sides of the valve covers. I put these spreader bars to help evenly distribute the pressure on the valve cover gasket, hopefully keep it from leaking. So, thank you for coming. If you want to know more about working on your old classic car, why don't you click on the video right now.